We have to start
time.
the video before we start memeing about alphas.
Are you an alpha?
You guys suck. Hello, everybody.
Are you an alpha?
Welcome to the Unknown Podcast. That's our name, I guess, officially.
Yeah.
This topic we're going to be talking about is actually really a hot take, right? In my opinion, alpha males don't exist.
I disagree. JJ?
I think that having used the term is pretty stupid, but I mean, it is definition, so it does exist.
I agree with JJ. Perfect sense.
Anyways, JJ, if you want to go ahead and read the definition that you read earlier, then, I'm pretty sure you'll just have it on screen so you can also.
All right. The dominant male animal in a particular group, or a man tending to assume a dominant or domineering role in social or professional situations.
Okay. So, since Nate, you're the only one who, I guess, disagree. Fuck, I keep forgetting to say that shit.
Feels okay. Go ahead.
Fuck.
Go ahead.
So since you're the one that agrees or disagrees 100%
with alpha males.
I think you should go first.
I disagree with having to coin a man who's trying to be the best he can be and be the leader of his household being called an alpha. I think that if a man is trying to do his best and trying to be the leader of the household, that's just the role of a man. I think that's just what defines him to be a masculine man, I think. I don't think that you necessarily need to be called an alpha to have that kind of role in your household.
So we've brought this up like off cam a lot of times, and usually when we bring up this topic off cam, we usually refer to like a checklist, right? So I believe there's a checklist to become like, alpha, right? Checklists may vary, but there's, I guess universal things that are there. But Etan says that, I'm not going to speak for him, but I believe that if you have most of the characteristics that are on this list, by definition, you are alpha. And then?
I believe that you're either all alpha or you're not. I just like the fact that we live in a society where you can still classify yourself as something even though you don't meet all the criteria. See what I'm saying? I think that the ideology behind what makes or what people want to define, since there's apparently so many different definitions behind alpha male, that I just think that it's a pointless endeavor for people to try to get to. I feel like you should just try to focus to be the best you should be. That doesn't necessarily mean, I'm trying to be the best I'm trying to become an alpha male. I'm trying to not be a beta. It's just be a dude.
So someone who is doing that, being their best them, doesn't use the term alpha male, but is like a dominant role or figure. Are they still, in your point of view, are they still like not alpha males?
I don't see it that way.
Even though like they are dominant in something.
They're dominant. They could be dominant, but that's just to me what the role of a male is supposed to be.
Like those biceps, dominant.
That's dominant.
He just doesn't think there should be alpha males in the human race.
I don't think the term alpha male should not be used the way it's being used.
Yeah, it's like what I.
How do you believe it should be used then?
Well, to be honest with you,
you shouldn't have to call yourself an alpha male. That's the whole thing.
I don't necessarily think that the term alpha male should be used in the context that everyone wants to try to use it as. I feel like it's just like a chest puffer kind of word. It's like, yeah, I'm the alpha male, yeah, but like what are you actually contributing to? Some people who claim to be alpha male don't even have anything behind them anyways. So they just want to use that word to make themselves seem like they're a lot cooler than they actually are. That's just my hot take though. You guys?
Well, I think you're trying to say, in general, you just don't like the term alpha male, but how we were talking earlier, with different categories, people consider themselves alpha males, like who's the toughest, who's the richest, who's the baddest. But at the same time, I don't feel like you should consider yourself an alpha male to be an alpha male, but you can still be an alpha male.
That's what I'm saying, yeah.
Like, you shouldn't have to go out there and prove yourself to be an alpha male, because that's not really that alpha.
But that's also what I'm saying, that we live in a place where we don't even meet all the criteria to be an alpha, and we could just still call ourselves an alpha.
Yeah, I guess
just
like
because we're the best basketball player, we are the alpha, or we're the best football player, or not even that. Like we can throw the ball the farther than any quarterback, and we consider ourselves the alpha thrower, a quarterback. See what I'm saying?
because everyone has their own definition of what an alpha male is. There's no really like consistent definition. I mean, you know the one I just read, but people still go against that one.
I don't like. Okay, so with how E10 looks at it, I don't like the whole black and white. You're either that or you're not. And because I don't even think society's like either you're that or you're not. At least now, as you know, the years progress, we're starting to get more to like either a gray spectrum type of mentality. And even like when you're in school, right? Look, I wasn't 100% A student, you know, you feel me? You know, but I got B's, you know, 90s and stuff like that. But it almost seems like, you know, the way you're presenting it is, if I don't have 100%, I have 0%. And like in terms of school, well, if we want to get real specific, 60 passing, okay? A D is passing, right? You got a D, you're passing, right? Is a D acceptable? I don't know. That's more subjective, right? But you know, if you get an 80 or a 90, you pass the test. You feel me? And I use that, you know, like I was saying earlier for my criteria, you know, for alpha male. Yeah, sure, nobody's ever 100% everything, but if you meet more criteria than not, I would consider you to be like that. And from the basketball thing that I was saying earlier, you know, with the LeBron is considered to be like, you know, best basketball player, right? So I would consider LeBron to be alpha for the NBA. That doesn't necessarily mean that he does everything 100% perfect or better than every other basketball player, because he's not the best three-point shooter, but he's the best overall player, and I would consider that to be alpha of you know, NBA. But anybody got any rebuttals to that one?
I just think the word
Or some additions?
the usage of alpha in today's context is just kind of cringy.
Yeah, it's like a way to basically be like, I'm better than everyone else. Like nobody should have to say that they're better than anyone else.
And there's
It's like, I guess for me, if I were to be considered alpha male, which I probably don't even consider myself one anyway. Like I wouldn't, you know, go off saying that I am, because I don't like to place myself higher than others, you know?
I have a question. What would be the difference between me saying I'm better than everybody else and me just striving to be better than everybody else? The fact that I just said I'm better than everybody else?
Basically, yeah.
Well, what's the difference? Because if I don't say I'm better than anybody else and I think that I am, what is the difference?
I still think the connotation is incorrect, because an alpha should be striving to be better, right?
Yes.
A true alpha, by the sense of the ideas behind it, right? They shouldn't believe, they shouldn't put themselves in the spot where they are throwing their superiority over everybody. You know, they should just be the best they can be, right? And usually that means by them being by themselves in solitude, knowing that they are the top of what they can be, right? So it's not a question of whether or not you're going around saying I'm the best or believing that you're the best. It's just you're you.
Yeah, but if you say it that way, then we're talking about the animal kingdom. The main lion throws his weight around, and everybody knows he's the alpha.
Yeah, but
He has to put it out there.
First off, we're not
attempts to go.
We're not lions, and we live in a society where you can't exactly do that. So that idea cannot really be, should not, at least in my opinion, should not be applied.
Different context when it comes to like the heavyweight champion of the world. He's put in that position that he has to prove his dominance over people.
He can prove his dominance, yeah.
And that makes him the alpha, but he's proving that
Alpha
he is
boxer.
the best.
So it just depends on the context. Like, you know,
Yeah.
you said like he's a heavyweight champion, so he has to prove he's a heavyweight champion. But if you're like, you know, like own a business or something like that, you don't have to go boasting about your business.
Shouldn't.
And- and
But
it's-
there are bosses that go
No.
around doing that.
Here's the thing too. It's you're saying alpha,
Okay.
just the singular alpha.
Uh-huh.
I'm talking alpha male. I'm talking about the red pill, blue pill, the beta, zeta, omega, whatever crap there is, male. Like I think that mentality, that whole thing is just a load of crap. Because by what you guys are saying, yes, they are alphas of their class, alpha of whatever. I don't necessarily care for the term. I could just say I would just rather say that they are the best That like he's the best heavyweight boxer. He's the best fighter. You want to say alpha, go ahead. But I'm talking alpha male, right? I think that those two words in succession, I think is just cringy and a bad label to put on people, because a lot of people don't care about being alpha male. A lot of people just want to live their life. They want to be leaders of households. They want to be they want to be the dominant male of their class, and they can't. It's stupid that, at least to me, it's stupid that there's so much conflict with people with this word, because it's like so many people have different ideas behind it, so many different definitions behind it, and I don't know. I don't think that it's necessarily used by those definitions to begin with.
It's like if you're a leader, if you're dominant, you're alpha, but you don't have to boast about it.
Yeah, there's no sense in boasting about it. To me, right? I think that the role of a man should just be to be the best man you can be, right? That's it. That doesn't make you alpha. That doesn't make you zeta. It doesn't make you anything. That just makes you a guy just trying to strive for the best.
I mean, I definitely agree with that.
Go ahead. I'll jump in after.
But I was gonna ask a question. Do you think there could be, Josh?
Yes.
Do you think there could be more than one alpha in a group?
Depending on the size of the group, yeah.
It's a tough one.
Yeah. Depending on the if it's a small group, no. If it's a big group, I believe there can be more than one alpha.
Okay, so we're going alpha again. Singular alpha. Are we going alpha male? Do you think there could be multiple alpha males in a group? Is that what you mean?
I know, but if
no, I'm just trying to refine the question. You're talking alpha male?
Yeah.
Okay, so there's multiple alpha males in the group. Yes. So by the sense of what people want to define alpha male, then they would probably fight each other, or they'll try to divide each other, or whatever.
Well, do you think in order to be alpha, you have to
beat everybody up?
I mean, or does alpha just say you're a tough guy who stands on his own and could also run it, but doesn't have to necessarily prove it? I mean, because
I'll give an example. All right,
because if it's like that, I mean, like there could be multiple alphas.
Because LeBron, I consider LeBron to be an alpha male. I also consider Floyd Mayweather to be an alpha male. They're both alphas in their own respect, because they both dominate each other's sport, and they know each other. They're friends with each other. And I don't know. I don't got any inside information, but I'm pretty sure whenever they hang out, it's like, I'm gonna beat you in boxing, or let's go 1-on-1. Even though Mayweather plays basketball, I don't think Mayweather would ever get to the level of even challenging LeBron. So that's my whole example of, I do believe there can be multiple alpha males in said group, depending on how big your group is. Because when you elevate your socioeconomic status like they have, you make a lot of connections, a lot of people are in your circle. So, the bigger the group is, the more likelihood and possibility that there can exist, multiple alpha males, simultaneously.
I don't know about that one. It's like multiple alpha males. Okay, so just because they're the alphas of their category, right?
Yeah. No, I consider them to be alpha males just regardless of, set sport.
And this just shows that alpha males is really just confidence in a man who doesn't get ran over, but doesn't have to prove that he's the alpha.
Yeah, but
actions speak better than words.
Yeah,
you don't have to say it's what they do that makes them alpha.
I actually like that definition for just a male in general, right? I don't think that's what the definition of alpha male is. It's just the way the men should be. I believe that society nowadays
from alpha male to just male.
Yeah, I believe that society has watered down that idea of trying to be a man nowadays. It's just what you should be striving for. You should be striving to be the best. You should be striving to make the most money. You should be striving, but I don't think that a coin term should be layered on top of that and be like, oh, this is what you should be.
I'm 50-50 on the whole you should say it as opposed to you should just do it type of thing. We've all played sports here. football, basketball, whatever. If for those of you who have played sports in the past, you might be able to relate to what I'm about to say. When you're striving to be the best, it's as much mental as it is physical. So if I'm training to be the best basketball player, either in my neighborhood or my zip code, my area code, wherever the case might be, I need to tell myself, or I need to wake up and I need to tell myself that I'm better than every other basketball player who's in my said zip code. Regardless of if I am at that moment or if I'm not at that moment, it's a mentality to be the best. It's a mentality to be a champion, right? And then from said thing, yeah, I'll go ahead and I'll shoot 1,000 baskets, go to the gym, whatever the case might be, or anything like that. I'm a firm believer of, I'm the best at whatever specific thing that I do. Like I used to be a construction worker, and it's not like I said this every day, but in my respective field that I did, I believe that I was the best mother effer in Florida, whatever I did. I don't even know everybody in Florida, right? But it was just my mentality and the amount of confidence and in the work that I did and the amount of preparation that came into that work. And yeah, I did say it. Like I said, I didn't say it often, but I did say it.
But that's still in it by itself. It's different than.
But you said not say it, do it. I said I'm 50-50 because I've done both.
You mean actions speak louder than words? Is that what you?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Well, I think saying it could be broken down in to make yourself better and to make others better, because sometimes a friendly competition saying you're the toughest helps everybody out and become tougher.
I agree.
The irony behind that phrase is that saying it is still an action.
That was good.
Saying it is still an action. So if you're saying this to yourself, you're still putting the action of putting yourself in a confident position. So actions still speak louder than words. That's what Jajuan said, right?
Jajuan. I guess we could go with that name. Yeah. I know, but you
I do like what you were saying. It's like, yeah, to get better at something, it doesn't just require you to get up on clockwork and put yourself to work. It's also putting yourself in the mentality that you are the best and you will be the best and whatever, right? It's like, yes, that's right, but that's not alpha male. It's just you trying to be better.
So the whole like dominant thing is just more of a mentality.
It is all mentality, and that's why I hate that they put they put a term alpha male in. It's just what you should be doing.
Have you ever felt like that when you work out?
Yeah. What?
Like, have you ever felt like, when you're lifting or whatever it is that you're doing, like, oh, I'm a better lifter than this one. Oh, this he can't hold me, you know what I'm saying?
When it comes to friendly competition, yeah.
Okay.
But really, I'm in competition with myself most of the time, just because I want to be the best me I can be.
Okay.
Exactly.
But like I said, when you're there with a friend and you guys are competing to see who's better, it also still makes you better.
It's like it's like more friendly. Yeah, like what you said, friendly competition. That's
Look, MJ, Michael Jordan is probably the most alpha person that I've ever looked at, or every aspect of his life is. Anyways, so he does similar to what you do. Like after a while, like when he started beating everybody else, and it became easy for him, then his only competition was just himself. But if you look at either the Last Dance documentary or any other, Michael Jordan documentary that you can find online, he'll say, oh no, I'm better than him. Oh, I'm better than Barkley. Oh, I'm better than Clyde. Publicly, and even, in the several books that he's written throughout his lifetime and stuff like that. So he verbally and made it publicly known that, hey, I'm the best, I'm the top dog. Which I think you guys said you had an issue with that, because if you are quote-unquote alpha, why do you have to say it? But back to my point from earlier, if you want to be the best at whatever field you are in, you need to, I believe in manifestation and on all that stuff, right? But you need to physically say, I am the best. And then, obviously, you can't only just say I'm the best. You actually, put work behind it. But I do believe that you do need to say that first.
Question. Oh, go ahead.
Well, I was going to say, to piggyback off that, at one point, for example, with Michael Jordan, he was so good that he needed to push people to be better so that he could push himself
to be
like Goku, who he needs to fight the next strongest and the next strongest. And when he's the strongest, he needs to make somebody else stronger so he can get himself stronger.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So, in that, perspective, he was saying it to push himself, not just to boast, even though, yeah, he liked to boast.
Yeah.
But it made somebody else want to be better than him, which made him want to be better than that person, and they kept pushing each other.
Again, but see, that's the difference.
Alpha male.
That's alpha, not alpha male. Right? And here's the thing. So what do you guys feel about humility?
What about it?
How do you feel about it?
It's the perfect teacher.
If you live your life believing that you're always going to be the best. See, the difference with right here. Michael Jordan said that he was better than these people.
Yeah.
But because he can actually go out there and actually beat them.
Yeah.
Right? But you brought up the example of being the best carpenter in Florida. But have you actually gone against other people? Like, have you seen the other work?
Not on a large scale.
then-
on a small scale.
So then, what happens when you get proven wrong?
I work harder.
Does it shatter your ego? Does it shatter your pride? Or
No, I work harder.
So then you have to also believe in the fact that you're not the best.
It's more of like it's more like just being humble.
If you want to say that being an alpha male is being the best in your class, and believing you're the best in your class, knowing you're the best in your class,
Yep.
and then someone else who's actually better than you shows up, what happens then?
You work harder.
Yeah.
But
I
are
work
you still
harder.
alpha male?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But how?
Because you're
You're not-
get
but
better.
you're- but you're not the best.
Be better than that.
But see, but that's the problem.
But then at that point, when it comes to somebody who likes competition, you're gonna say, well, you might be better than me right now, but I'm gonna work harder than you, and I'll prove that I can work harder than you because I'm tougher than you.
To piggyback.
And that I don't even think that's still necessarily alpha male. Again, that's just being a man.
I don't, but
a guy who's trying to get better.
To piggyback off of that, like I said earlier, I do believe that there can be more than one alpha male in a particular group. And when it comes to me going up against, the other, construction worker to see who's better at whatever it is that we do, yeah, we can be the both. Because he could be the best person in South Florida. I could be the best person in Central Florida. You feel me? Right? And even if I were to lose to him, highly doubt it. But even if I was to lose to him, I would still be the best in Central Florida, but now I need to be the best in Central and South Florida, and then eventually take it to North, and it's like the whole entire state. You feel me?
I don't know. I don't
Go global.
the whole flat, the whole
global.
disc of the Earth.
The whole global, space,
Flat Earth.
aliens. They ain't got nothing on me. So
Also, my gripe with the whole alpha male mentality is the amount of ego it awards people and nets people. I feel like it's not always about being the top. It's just being better than who you were.
I feel like having
Right?
an ego isn't exactly a bad thing, because I feel like you are kind of justified to be like, I'm the best, I'm the top dog, if you actually are the top dog. You know what I mean? So I feel like having ego isn't necessarily a bad thing. It's like having ego when you're actually not that great.
I feel like when you come to accept the fact that you are not going to be there's always going to be someone out there better. I feel like you live a much better life, because now it's not just always competing against someone else. It's just you competing against yourself.
To bring it all back to the core of the conversation, being an alpha male, I don't specifically think you need to be the best at one thing to be an alpha male. When I think alpha male, I think the leader of a group or of a pack, or somebody who can defend his own
Or provide.
or provide, the one who brings home back to the or food back home to the family,
the provider.
the provider. I don't think you have to be the best basketball player in the world,
Yeah, I agree.
but if you are running it and you know that you're this guy who's not going to get walked all over, I think that's really what classifies you as an alpha male.
It's like the whole multiple definitions.
To piggyback off of that, LeBron is the alpha when it comes to basketball, but most athletes are alpha males, if that makes sense.
Yeah, right. Isn't there a dude that just freaking got that Instagram thought pregnant because she rolled him over?
Outlier does not disprove the normality. Most athletes
No,
are
most
alpha
most
males.
athletes are not. That's how they always get screwed over with women.
Most athletes.
Don't a lot of them blow their
Most-
money too?
Huh?
Don't a lot of them blow
Most
their money?
athletes
That,
do blow their
all right,
money.
blowing money has nothing to do with alpha male. Blowing money has nothing to do with alpha.
But
You
shouldn't
see,
wait,
that's the
but
mentality I'm talking about.
but shouldn't being an alpha male mean that you're responsible
no,
for money?
gaining money is
But
tied
what
to
about
alpha
what
male,
about
not
responsibility though?
Dude, that's not.
Shouldn't you be responsible if you be alpha male?
Yeah, that definition's under responsible adult, not alpha male.
Well, I mean, I was just gonna go back to what you were saying about the whole leader of the household thing, right?
I have to be an example to my kids to teach them to be strong, independent.
Yeah.
But I have to prove that I can do it myself. I don't believe a deadbeat dad
Can be an alpha.
is an alpha.
Yeah. Okay.
Male.
Because at that point, you're not even a man.
Yeah.
So how could you be alpha male?
You're a scumbag.
I mean, again, back to what I was saying. I don't necessarily believe that alpha male needs to be put on that role of a man.
Okay.
But yeah, I mean, I believe that that's what every man should strive to be that. No, you're good.
I don't know.
You want to sign off?
Yeah. No,
Camera's over there, dude.
Oh, all right. Bye.
3, 2,
No,
1.
stop, stop.
I guess this is true.
ASMR.
I guess. Final thoughts. I believe the term alpha male exists. Examples of it in the animal kingdom. That translates obviously now to humans with social constructs and stuff like that, socioeconomic status. I do believe the term is getting used a lot more often now. Doesn't make it any less, I guess. So the term is being used more frequently, loosely. So I guess to Nate's point, I guess I can see or I can understand how he may think that it might be a watered down version just because people are throwing around the term loosely. But I believe that there's such thing as an alpha male and an alpha in general, and that's what I got.
And I believe that alpha is a real thing, but I feel like you don't have to state that you're alpha to be one.
Gotcha.
All right.
E10.
So here's my thing. I do believe the word alpha exists because obviously it is.
Okay.
It's a thing.
Yeah.
Alphas are the head honcho of a group. What I'm saying is that the term alpha male is being used loosely and it's being claimed just as loosely. I feel like people are claiming to be alpha males without even actually being one, honestly. They just claim it to be part of a group because nobody wants to be beta, so everyone's alpha.
This is correct. Yeah, this is true.
So I feel like it's he said earlier that it's on the spectrum, like you could be 80% alpha and therefore you'd be alpha.
Yeah.
Like I don't believe that. It's either you are or you aren't, right? There's so much labeling nowadays anyways, that everyone's a thing now. A label. You get a label, you get a label, you get a label. Like it's so I think it's so corny, it's cheesy. Let's just focus at what the point is instead of trying to name the point.
But last question, I'll just pose it to the YouTube fam. If you do believe in alphas and betas and all that, do you believe that a beta can turn into an alpha? And do you believe that an alpha can turn into a beta? Holla at me. Let us know in the comment section, guys. Thank you so much for watching the video.
That question irks me in so many ways.
Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe.
No, we cannot end like that.
And you know what? If you don't share and turn on the bell notification,
You'll never get to know how I feel about that term.
you're just not an alpha.
Yeah, we're keeping that in.
You can go ahead, feel free to put your 2 cents in.
Camera quality sucks, but we're working on it, trying.
Coming soon.
Coming soon to an unknown podcast
Near you, which is us.
I think the lighting's okay. It's just that we don't have a camera with a good enough sensor to pick it up. So like it doesn't matter how we could do it.
Look, growing pains.
Growing pains.
You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
When you start something, you
what
ain't the
helps?
best. You ain't the best.
What helps
Feel
is
me?
if you guys subscribed and watched our videos. That'd be a huge help. You know?
Oh, and share that shit.
Yeah, share it.
I knew you loved me.
Cool.
We got the most alphaless alpha.
This guy's an alpha.
Look,
Are
do
you
you
an
see
alpha?
those biceps? You're not a beta with those biceps. Okay, those are alpha biceps.
Spiders are crawling your bed.
Spiders are
Spiders
gonna
gonna
bite
crawl.
you.
Spiders are gonna crawl in your bed.